Now, I will tell you one more thing too, ladies, about your Janome embroidery machine. Never, ever, ever hoop up tearaway stabilizer. What? How do I put when I'm using tearaway, how do I use it? Simply, you put your fabric in the hoop and you lift your hoop up and you slide the layers of the tearaway underneath the hoop and let it attach it that way.
So you don't do it when you pull it down over it, you lay it down underneath it.
You lay it down underneath it.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot easier than you thought. Guys, you can struggle trying to get fabric and this, and then it gets in there wrinkled, and you have to pull and stretch and all that stuff. It's a lot easier just to put your fabric in there, attach it, and then just tilt that up a little bit and slide to it.
As long as you match this to that, what you want to do is you want to make sure that this Santa is laying on top of that Santa.
And I can cut them both.
And that's another thing. I always cut fabric wrong side out. I do not cut fabric face side up.
Oh, really?
No. And the reason for that is y'all all bought the little seam things. The, no, the tracing wheels and the tracing paper. The reason I do that is when you first start making garments particularly, and you want to make sure that, let's say you've got a rounded seam, you put that paper on top of this back side and underneath the other side, and you roll that tracing wheel up the seam line, and it marks it for you so that you can make sure the two pieces you're sewing together are exactly where they need to be. And that's the reason you use that. You have to have it when you make darts in clothes, when you make pleats, when you make pleats in draperies. You have to use something like that because you have to mark how much is going to be in your pleat. Let's say you've got a 3-inch header across the top and you're going to use a 4-inch pleat. Every 4 inch, you're going to have to come over 3 inches and mark. You're going to come over 4 and mark, and that's going to make your pleat. Then you're going to come over 3, and at that point you measure 4, put those two together. That's how you make a pleat in a drapery. Okay? So we've got some idea of how you can make a pattern match by looking at the repeat on the fabric. Okay? All right. So
And
we've got our lesson.
Because of the way this fabric is, the Santas are facing in all different directions.
Yes.
Does it matter which? Well, I should make probably that
The center.
facing that way.
Yeah,
shouldn't
because
I?
and
With
I
him
yeah.
with his head up.
Yeah, and I would, because that is the most dominant part of this pattern, is that you could go over and say, well, I'm going to use this Santa, but you really need to get this in that reindeer.
Yeah,
That's
it
beautiful.
stands out the most, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like that.
Was that piece on a bowl?
A friend gave me that.
And you can get that, but you're going to have to do it upside down. You're going to have to do it where it's broad right here in the top in order to get it,
Were
because
you gonna put anything down over it?
I had thought about using,
But as a general rule, buy your repeat.
buy your repeat.
Okay.
And if you look on home decor fabrics, there will be a marked repeat. It will tell you what size the repeat is on that pattern. Now, it will only give you the up and down repeat. It will not give you the cross repeat.
Okay.
You have to measure that. Normally, there is 2 repeats across a 54-inch piece of goods, unless you're running a really small pattern. If you start looking at these things like have groups of flowers in the center of them, or they've got a group of diamonds in the center. I made some pillows not too long ago that it actually had a diamond, and then a bigger diamond, and a bigger diamond, and a bigger diamond. So I had to center that into the center of the pillows. So I did the front as a center, and then I moved my pattern over to the next repeat and cut it in the center.